soybean saluting the other night to half, shout over traffic so that my damn video can hear me. Oh yeah, not bad. Technically it took about 30, 40 minutes to make $3 into one of these armor rail things that I was telling you about before I hit the stop button instead of the pause button. Oh yeah. If I have to start carrying around entire textbooks on this shit, I don't give a fuck. Let the alcohol evaporate in that one a little bit. So, in some cultures, I have experienced what they think this type of speaking is angry. I call that culture a baby culture. I also call them psychopaths because they try to tell people what they feel. Like that whole conditioning to comply, a conditioned response. What else? Conditioned to serve or to please. It's basically a serfdom. I have too many equals. I try to get me a little bit of appetizer going as well. Since literally I've paid my bills, I had to get by until basically tomorrow. That's half the reason I can get by with just a couple bucks at a time. But you know what? If I could make more, then it would just be put towards, maybe a new set of strings or a meal. And right now there's already a meal. When everything was only short a day worth of food. That wasn't even that. Technically, we're as short as them. The usual. It feels like I'm still having the fucking yellow traffic either way. It didn't seem like that. I still got to yell over traffic inconveniently. Well, there's some extra ambience. You can barely hear my guitar out there. I'm not stupid, but I also know the software on these things cancels out a lot of that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm rebuilding. Still recovering from brain damage. Still prefer to be taking natural. You should see what I've got. My roommate has so many cool freaking extracts and everything. So many herbal extracts, and then we just both got a whole bunch of herbs gifted to us too. All sorts. I'm still inventory and indexing everything. I'm also looking for interactions too, just in case. Because I arrived at my minimalist micro dosing as in for everything, even tobacco. Hey, so me even fucking throwing together this mix, this spliffy, that's rare. Well, because basically, like I said, I covered my bills and I can enjoy just a little bit of abundance, where I can take that and not worry about my seizures at all. I'm not sitting there trying to emergency inhale just a little micro 0.02 worth of weed. I don't feel like I have to sit there. I already dealt with some retard up in Canada that tried to sit there and dish out the medical marijuana on his dosing, and I'm like, it's not the right kind, first off. Like, even this stuff's pretty damn close, and I technically still have to smoke a little bit extra. Man, I still get a little drag time, so I still cut it with tobacco. In fact, I'm cutting the tobacco with it, frankly. Tobacco is still the main. So, that's how I can basically regulate the proper dosage and ratio. Because you see, nicotine's also a neurotoxin. It also has its own medicinal effects, a whole list of them. Hell, I even started adding in mullein again, which is another memory and focus herb. I might get into some psychedelics towards the end of everything here. But I'm talking natural ones. The shrooms and the marigold, none of the artificial. I like the direct synthesized shit, you know what I mean? I tried peyote. Haven't done that. But it would be more on a very spiritual, proper level, not a spiritual level. Spiritual is in the old sense, is in the proper traditional way. Is in a traditional. Traditional is a better word for it. Highly traditional about it. As in, like, I used to yell at people for abusing weed just to get high on. You know that? Like, use it to meditate or something, or to be creative, or to have an awesome conversation or something. Expand your mind with it. Not be sold some amusement park. Because if we started looking at it at entertainment, recreational, and then of course, aphrodisiac level of stuff. Believe it or not, there is an aphrodisiac market. Unfortunately, the pharmaceuticals already filled that niche. Trying to, at least. Trying. Meanwhile, they can't even figure out what fucking, all the primary causes of the men's health today level. Yeah. It all comes down to a bunch of fatty foods. That basically says we have so much food we almost don't need to make babies right now. That's what part of that says. That didn't know that. And then the sex drive basically starts dropping off completely, by the way, as well. What's funny is that it's natural selection within natural selection. That's the equation. So it becomes a new ratio. So even within that microverse of reality, effectively, out of all, say like it's a critter that's got a bunch of food now, overeating up like the wazoo. Nature is prepared for this. You know that. So the ratio flips. And what you got are the ones that can metabolize faster or eat less, naturally. Develop. Or they turn on each other, effectively. And they go cannibalistic. Like the lotus. Few people know they start off as grasshoppers. But it's extreme conditions that cause them to metamorphosize into a locust. And that same thing can happen to a pig, into a boar. I mean, what happens to humans? Do we know? Do we get a Tarzan? Or do we get something else? But then again, you got a bunch of humans that are used to their creature, what do they call it? Creature comforts. Not something that has to be survival non-stop 24/7. Always. The life. Now you kind of see why I got interested in cats and their psychology and nature. Maybe you like mind-altering substances. Yeah, sure. Expanding or governing. What governs what at that point? What about mental enslavement? What about mental hierarchical structures? You know, that's really where I'm at with half of everything. About to be running out of space here, so I gotta upload a video or two. I finally got it up to where it's about two to three videos a day instead. Just, 40 minutes worth of footage ain't much. Especially when it's been video logs to that degree, but I've been starting to touch base on some of the real shit again. Because, I'm in a stable situation now. I don't have to sit here and run around and go, oh God, all this shit happened in one day. The most I've had to do is be a mediator. And that worked out very well. Everything's peaceful and everything's kosher. They're going to be taking care of that as well and see if they can't, pan that out or whatever. Make it, square. Etc. See, that's the thing with my damn stroke. It hit part of my language center. And when I need to tell the Dr. Hardcore that understood what I was talking about with the blood thinners, this is where I got hit with that brick right here. And it still hurts. And I can still feel it right on my muscles because my muscles contract like that for my seizures. Zap, like that slowly. Like that. Yeah, pretty much. It's like having lockjaw without the tetanus sometimes. That's how I learned how to talk like this. Yeah, I learned how to talk like this in my seizures. Yeah, I could probably use a clitoris, but I don't know what you're talking about. You think it's something else you're talking about? Sometimes shit like that. Yeah, I've been throwing a whole bunch of lines out. I got irons in the oven too. What?